Canadian politics is never boring, and I think just the topics we're talking about today show that there's still going to be a lot to watch for Pierre Poilievre in terms of his political future in the months to come. My sense is that there is actually still a lot of dust in the air. It's a very strange time on Parliament Hill right now. Mark Carney obviously has a lot of momentum, both the NDP and the Conservatives in very different ways. There's a question of, what does Mr. Poilievre do with this time he has now? He's certainly still trying to be present on social media. We do still see him coming onto the Hill and scrubbing with reporters at times. He's still trying to get his party message out there. At the same time, there's not necessarily, this is not a moment that the Conservatives can necessarily seize when Mark Carney still has this momentum coming off the election win. And there's still a lot of questions about how he's going to fulfill his agenda. So I think the future of the Conservative Party and the future of Mr. Poilievre are still being sorted out. There have been a lot of questions, too, about his primary advisor, Jenny Byrne, in the last election campaign. Will she continue to play a role? The two of them very closely linked. They really are political partners in a lot of ways. And so I think the caucus itself, the broader Conservative family, is still figuring out what they want the future to look like. I don't think there's a big push to send Pierre Poilievre out the door. It's a very sort of particular and strange time. He is so very much, in many ways, a creature of Parliament Hill. I mean, about 2 decades of experience on Parliament Hill. And so the fact that he is not the leader of the official opposition in the House of Commons, I think, though, anyone who watches politics might observe, it matters whether or not there's somebody waiting in the wings. I don't think there's a clear heir apparent to Pierre Poilievre right now, and he really has brought the party in some ways a lot of success, but in other ways, he and his team have ruled with a bit of an iron fist, and whether that could prove to have consequences for them, I think, this is a fair bit of runway, more than I think Poilievre and his team would have liked. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with it. I think the question becomes then, it's not just a question of whether or not Mr. Poilievre can win Battle River Crowfoot, but also, frankly, what the results look like and what kind of message that sends about the faith that people have in him in the Conservative heartland, how he deals with some of these thornier issues around Alberta secession.